For high and low carries, you'll need two different size weights. I'm gonna demo it with kettlebells. However, you can also do the same exact thing with dumbbells. The point is to kind of challenge each side. It's gonna feel a little bit different. So one side's gonna be a lower weight versus the other side, and we're also gonna hold it either here or in like a rack position or up overhead. So if you are using a kettlebell, the safest way to lift it is to do like an assisted clean. So I am going to use my right hand for that rack position, and I'll demonstrate overhead as well. But to get it to there, especially if you are starting to move into heavier weights, you want to grab it with both hands. So I'm going to have, since I'm bringing it to the shoulder, I'm going to have this hand in the front. Get this one out of the way. So I'll have this one in the front, grab it like that, and then my left hand's going to grab behind it, and then I'll bring it up here. So it's tucked in nice and close. You want to think about keeping that elbow down to your shirt seam, and then also if you have a kettlebell too, you want to make sure that you're not bending back like this. You want to think of pressing like the top of your hand, like those first segments of your fingers, like that should be flush with the ceiling if I were to like punch up through the ceiling. So that's how you hold it in a rack position. This is going to be the lighter weight. The heavier weight is going to be down here, so you'll deadlift that one up, and you'll be here, and then you'll march in place, especially if you don't have like a ton of room to like walk down and back. You'll do your desired time, and then you'll switch and do the same thing on the other side. So I would switch my heavier kettlebell to my right hand and hold it down, and then this lighter one would go over to my left side, and then that would be up. So you can either do it here in a rack position. You can also press up overhead. That's going to be a little more challenging. If you are not able to press overhead, or you have some shoulder injuries, or you notice that you're starting to like sway back and feel it in your lower back, your neck's jutting forward, that's not feeling so good. Even if you started overhead, switch back down to that rack position. It's still going to get some grip strength. It's still going to get your shoulder, maybe not quite as intensely as overhead, but it'll be a little bit safer for your shoulder if you do notice that you're starting to compensate like that. So you'll do that setup on one side, and then switch. You'll grab the heavier one on the other side, and then have the lighter one on the other side, either here in rack position or up overhead. And you want to make sure that you're here, not jutting out, not leaning back, not forward here. If you're in any of those positions, I want you to hold it here in rack position. Think about bringing that elbow down in your shirt seam so it's nice and tucked in close to your body, and it's a little bit easier on your shoulder.